Yo, team trying to unify Byzantium as fast as possible. We're actually going to be doing two separate runs. One starting as Greece, which is going to be quite a bit longer, but it's still going to be a very fast Byzantium run compared to all the other ones ever achieved. It's going to take like 5 years. And then we're going to be hopping onto the Ottomans to do a play and release Byzantium run, which is going to only take like 2 years. We'll go for teching empiricism. I don't think we're going to get it though, because I think we're going to be doing other things too early. And so we're going to begin improving relations with the Russians, because we need to have good relations with them in order to call them into our war with Ottomans. We're also going to want to improve relations with with Britain, because we want good relations with them so that they don't join the Ottomans, hopefully. Now we're just going to unpause, and we're going to be ready to, at any time, whenever we feel like the absolute movement won't start civil war before we can do the war, we will probably be swapping to a intelligentsia government and start passing parliamentary republic. Because we actually want an absolutist movement to start a civil war in our country in order to be able to swap sides in a revolution, because without that, this run is going to be, I think, like 3 times longer than if you do it. I mean, unless you can get a Greek national movement, but that's very RNG. But yeah, with our construction, we're going to try to build up some boats. It's not going to be that important, so that's why we didn't reset, even though we got them a little bit late. But they're better than not having them, because you want to be able to do naval invasions, especially when. But the thing is, once we conquer these states from the Ottomans, we're already going to have quite a lot of boats, and they're going to have basically none remaining. So January 1st, 1837 is when our truce with them runs out. We're going to go till then. Oops, I forgot to have an interest in Anatolia. Let's remember that. You do want to declare some war goals which are in Anatolia. Okay, we're now going to declare on the Ottomans for Liberate Bulgaria. The reason we're using Liberate Bulgaria is it contains 3 of the states required to form Byzantium. These 3. And that's going to be very useful because that's relative to the number of maneuvers it costs, a very good deal. So spammed a bunch of trade outs with Russia so that we can get a trade, or we can sway them for a trade agreement here. Now, in terms of war goals, we're going to go for Huda Vendigar, I think, has. Wait, let's see which states have the most boats. That's what we want. 10 boats. Yeah, 3 boats is in that state. So we're going to go for Huda Vendigar, Dogu Trakia, and we also want to take Dogu, Ege, and Alari. And the reason for this state is because we want to build a primary war goal here in order to make them less likely to back down. Now we're going to have Russia swayed in, and we need to set up our army a little bit here. We're going to quickly take out the Hussar from our army and grab a general. And this guy's going to be useful for trying to land them if possible. And the rest of you guys are just going to go try your best to defend here, along with hopefully some Russian reinforcements. If we don't get any Russian reinforcements, then it's not going to be very good. Now the Ottomans are like minus 50, but hopefully with this primary war goal they won't back down. Did I say Russians? I meant Ottomans. Anyway, I think it's now time to get the intelligentsia into government and start passing parliamentary republic, because we want to make the absolutist movement big mad at us. Okay, it looks like the Ottomans are not backing down this time. Very good. It'd be better if we had a more maneuver war goal than Dogui and Ilari, but it's not that big of a deal. Now, they got 18 troops here. So we're going to try to naval invade here. See that the Russians don't really have too big of an advantage. Looks like we're actually just landing in the capital, though. Great. Let's go on rapid advance here and see where we push, because they're going to probably push from behind us, but not much we can. Oh, okay, they're here, so we are just gonna have to go back to try to defend, I guess, because yeah, we're not gonna be able to hold that unless Russians can get there and hold it, maybe. Oh, can they? Can they get to this side? No. Okay, well, that's just gonna maybe throw the AI off, actually. Uh-oh. Okay, they've actually taken our capital, which is very bad, but we're just gonna naval invade our capital and hopefully prevent that from being a big problem. Oh, their navy's here to block us. Okay, let's go back for Dogu Trakia. Hopefully that'll move their navy. Is it not, actually? That's surprising that they wouldn't move their navy over this. Yeah, that's not good for us, that they're not moving their navy over this. For some reason I can't see where their navy went, but I'm gonna assume that we can just land our capital now and be fine. Please. No, their navy's back in time. Please, no. No. Okay, we're gonna very last second get back. This is so close. But yeah, now we can go for capital, and we should be able to deoccupy it. Please. Please deoccupy the capital. Yes. Okay, while you're here, can you land Thessalia? I actually don't know which... Thessalia is on this side. Okay, well, we're gonna get into it, I think. Yeah, maybe? Come on. Thessalia? Yes. Okay, that's a good little buffer for us to stay safer. Luckily, they have Greece Protectorate, so they're gonna need a lot of occupation on us in order to enforce. So we'll take these islands back. Yeah, we need those islands back. Okay. Now we're back on the front. Minus 61, though, is still not good, but the Russians have a huge advantage on the other front. Okay, let's go for the capital of the Ottomans. We should enforce the war pretty quickly here before they can get back through Thessalia. Absolutist movement's about to start a civil war, which is kind of nice. Okay, well, that's not gonna get in, but whatever. Yeah, we're gonna maximize taxes because we want the absolutist movement to get more mad. And yeah, we just landed in northern Thrace or Bulgaria. We're gonna push out as much as we can to get the guys to cap out here. Just tricking them out as much as possible. Looks like we've got a huge advantage. We get into Huda Vendigar. That's gonna be kind of just a win, I think. Okay, looks like we're in somehow. Great. There, we can't quite enforce yet, but we will be able to enforce very soon. Just need a little bit more ticking to happen here. And there we go. April 1838, we're done with the first war. Could have done it a little bit faster probably, but hey, it's not a terrible time. Now it's just about getting this absolute movement to start a civil war as fast as possible. The movement is trending towards 100 activism, which is great because we've got so many radicals in our country. Okay, well that's going to give us 10, which is going to start the civil war. So just to make sure that the capital of the opposing side is actually in Peloponnese, we're going to move our capital there. Because if it goes into Anatolia, Thracia, or whatever, that's going to be really bad for us. So now we'll take the 10 Civil War progress. And now the Civil War has begun. Now what we're going to do is expel the diplomats of everyone in the world. Everyone, your diplomats shall be expelled. Well, actually, we don't have interest with that many people. But everyone who we do have interest with, you now have expelled diplomats. Oh, we need to stop improving so we can expel with these guys. And that's just so that they will not support this side in the Civil War. Now we're going to mobilize, demobilize, and mobilize, demobilize. Then we're going to switch sides on the Civil War. And now we need to win this ASAP. I think we can we declare wars while we're in the Civil War? I actually don't know. Yeah, once it's escalated, we actually can declare another war. So that's going to be really risky. So we'll just create 4 generals here and go on to the front here. I think we might need to do a naval invasion, so let's maybe create a new army and create a 1 stack for that. Or we should be using hussars to do a naval invasion. Oh, we actually did good academia there. Well, we're going to go empiricism next. Now, I'm going to sway Egypt to my side for an obligation. Now, I have the ability to call in Austria for become protectorate, but I don't think that's going to be good. I think we want to stay independent. Because if we can become a major power, I think it might be necessary to become a major power in order to declare enough maneuvers on the Ottomans. I'm not sure. We've got these 4 states we need to take from the Ottomans right now. I think major power status is probably required to do that. Or wait, it's gonna be... No, we don't need major power status, do we? Oh, maybe we should have become an Austrian protectorate. Well, I'm gonna play it out and we'll see how it goes not being an Austrian protectorate. By the way, fun fact, anytime we change our government, we get a new leader. Actually, this is going to be really useful. Yeah, this is just a thing that happens in civil wars. I thought it was exclusive to voting, but you can just kind of choose you can just kind of choose a king. We're going to look for, yeah, we'll get a cautious. Nice. I've tried with this exploit to get a cautious literary, and it seems like you just can't get literary, so that's why we're not re-rolling for a cautious literary, by the way. Okay, the great support of the Egyptians. This war should be pretty easy. I think the reason we were able to get the Egyptians on our side is because we expelled everyone's diplomats, so they have like 100 or 200 infamy or something. So everyone doesn't really like the Greeks very much. Okay, well now we kind of want to fight Bulgaria. Yeah, sure, let's declare on Bulgaria now. 9.4 infamy for Western Thrace, 9.4 infamy for Skopje, and 13.9 infamy for Northern Thrace. Okay, that's going to be pretty good. Now we're just going to have to Wait for this Greece war to be over. They're capping out pretty quickly. And then once that caps, we're gonna go instantly into this war here. Okay, the war just ran out, and so now we're in a war with Bulgaria. We need to defend this border, please. Oh, we have 9 line infantry in that army. That's great. Go on the front. We need to win. Okay, yeah, we'll just defend for now, I guess. Let the Bulgarians mess up. Okay, now we get good offensive battles. Very good. Yeah, I think we just win now. Okay, nice. Yeah, we're super winning now. Okay. They're taking Northern Thrace. Somehow that didn't split the front. I don't know how. This is clearly disconnected right there, but I guess the game disagrees with me there. Yeah, we're just gonna occupy Skopje or Bulgaria in order to enforce the war, but seems like Bulgaria is just dead here. Not much they can do to come back from this much of a disadvantage, I think. Okay, we just occupied Skopje. Oh, they're ticking so fast. What? How are they already at minus 80? Oh, I just wasn't paying attention, I guess. Anyway, we enforce all of our demands. Or wait, is their capital? No, their cap... I don't actually know. Maybe their capital was Northern Thrace and they were already capping, because I feel like we weren't there for like 10 weeks waiting. Anyway, let's start incorporating some of our new territories. Yeah. So, apparently, the Ottomans are a minor power, and we're not a minor power. We're a major power. So, this is a war goal we can go for. Yeah, it's a little bit interesting. We'll sway Egypt with independence, I guess. Or is anyone likely to join this war? Not really. Russia or Britain's pretty fairly safe. We're gonna sway these guys for independence now, and we're just gonna try our best here to win this war. I think Egypt should just be stronger than the Ottomans. I hope. Yes, they're much stronger. Okay. So we kind of need to defend until Egypt can save the day. I don't think we really needed a protector. I think we could have just taken the 4 states for enough maneuvers, but this is going to be much, much simpler to just do it this way. I guess we'll add in some other war goals to get them to be more likely to back down, or in most cases we can sign peace the second they get negative war support. Is their capital? Yeah, Ankara. They quickly spit off a Hussar army, which we're going to try our best to use. Russia and Britain are fighting over Bulgaria now. Nice. Yeah, not much we can do in that war. But we're just gonna try our best here as soon as this war begins. For some reason, nobody's assigned anything to that front, but like the Egyptians have most of their army against Tripolitania right now, which is a little interesting. We're just gonna immediately try to land all the stuff in the Balkans. Luckily, I don't think the Ottomans really have much of a fleet now. Yeah, they have 0 fleet. Okay. 700 army versus 2.3 thousand. Should be a pretty easy victory, hopefully. Okay, I've landed these 2 tiles already. Now we're going to go for Albania and Montenegro. Then we're going to try to clean up Tripolitania so that the Egyptians don't waste too much of their time on that front, which is like so meaningless. Okay, we're into Montenegro as well now. So now let's go for Tripolitania. And that's full occupied now. Now Libya. That's going to get full occupied real quickly here. Yep, there we go. Now we're going to try and take over the coastline of the Ottomans as well. Just take away everything we can. Our great little naval invasion thing. Oh, the Ottomans got a boat? What will we ever do against the Ottomans' 1 boat? Okay, it made us go up here for that, I guess. But now we take over that tile. Slowly encircling more and more of the Ottoman Empire here. Until it's just going to be basically Ankara. It's unfortunate that that's their capital. If their capital was Aden or something, this would be a little bit easier. But unfortunately, it's not. Anyway, we're into Kastamantu. Oh, we accidentally unpaused for a little bit too long there, but whatever. We'll go for Trabzon next. So apparently the Ottomans have nothing against the Egyptian front. Anyway, I think we're going to get an 1841 Byzantium, which is pretty nice. Yeah, the Egyptians just got into Ankara. Nice. So this is a pretty nice run. Just or we don't even need these war goals. Let's just see. The Egyptians don't want to not take those war goals. Okay, well I guess we're gonna have to take those war goals, but not like it's gonna be too difficult to do that anyway. We're just kind of waiting for the Ottomans to be willing to sign peace. Seems going to be a little bit. Yeah, they're minus 54 from accepting peace right now, so it's going to be a little bit of a minute. The Ottomans have a tiny number of troops here. We also have a tiny number of troops here. Not looking great, but we can always just hope the Ottomans cap faster than us, right? What could possibly go wrong in that? No. Wait, how? Oh, it's invalid because we're not a major power anymore? So we have a bit of a severe problem here. We're going to drop to minor power in 40 days, and the Ottomans are not 40 days away from peace right now. And so yeah, that's not good. But there is a simple solution to get rid of that. Well, it's not that simple. We need to drop our prestige so much that we simply become that this starts dropping to insignificant, because that will reset the timer. So what we need to do is delete all of our navy except for one boat. Ideally, our lowest manpower boat we want to keep. Well, I think the man o' wars are going to be worse anyway. So we'll just keep this one frigate in as our only navy. Now let's look at what our prestige is going to be headed towards now. Because you don't want to overshoot. 22, okay. So we need a little bit more than this. So we're going to delete all of our military except for the one troop, which is our landing army. Quickly delete all of the military except for one landing army. This is truly one of the things in the world. These are both landing armies. Okay, well, we'll just delete one of them. And now, what's our prestige going to go up to? 20. Okay, not enough. Need more prestige drop somehow. Oh, we apparently have 2 boats. Let's delete one of those. Please drop us another prestige with that. Oh, what? Now you have 3 boats. Stop making more boats. Stop making more boats, please. You need less boats, not more. 19 prestige. Yes, we're dropping to insignificant now. Let's go. I don't know how 19 is dropping yet, so I thought we needed 18. Wait, no, it's the number we need. If you look at an insignificant, where are an insignificant power? We need 20, so yeah, that's why 19 is good, because it's 1 under 20. Okay. So now we need to hold our capital at all costs so that we don't get enforced on, but other than that, we should just be kind of fine. Yeah, can we get our landing in here? Oh, yeah, let's just quickly go for our capital instead now. It's gonna take a couple days to travel over there, but we should just be good and we can land our capital back here and be completely fine again. Just kind of go back and forth here. It's trying our best to win this war. It's gonna be tricky, but we gotta do it. The fastest Byzantium ever. Actually, like fast. I think this is faster than even Byzantiums that start as non-Greece. Although I think we might do one after this that starts as Ottomans, which you can do like 2.5-year Byzantium. I think that. So yeah, we should just be good now. 18 acceptance away, 12 acceptance away, 6 acceptance away, and oh, they're willing to accept now. Okay, proposed peace deal, and we're good. Ottoman Empire is now a protectorate. Now we're gonna grant them Northern Thrace. Now we're gonna grant them Skopje. Now we're going to reduce autonomy, and now we're going to form Byzantium. Well, that was a pretty fast Byzantium in May of 1841. Now we're going to try with play and release how fast can we do it, starting as the Ottoman Empire. I think we're probably going to do it around twice as fast in like mid-1838 or something. The main bottleneck is going to be the year truce with Greece, and then winning the war against the people who support them. I'm not sure who's going to support them, but we're going to try to make it as small of a list as possible, but that's going to be tricky. I'm going to try to keep Britain off that if possible. So let's see, who can we rival that's not going to have an interest in the Balkans realistically? Prussia, would they have an interest? I don't know. These Italians probably don't really matter. We'll use that to improve with Britain, because we want to try to keep them out of the war if possible. Now, all I'm going to do is just build up a bigger navy, because that's, I think, the only thing that's really going to matter. And tech isn't really going to matter, I think, but we can just imagine that we're playing a normal run. Well, we're not really, but because we're going to be playing releasing before you can research attack, that's for sure. Okay, so now it's January 1st, 1837. We're going to declare on Greece for the state. Now, we'll wait to add the rest of the states till the end of escalation. It will lose us a little bit of time, but it's just going to make it safer that no one's going to join the war, because otherwise we're going to be in big trouble, very big trouble. Get everyone on the front, except for one army which we'll use to naval invade, probably. We don't care about the Russian front, because we're just going to cap the Greeks first, is the plan. It doesn't matter. Yeah, Russia doesn't even have a war goal. Can sway Egypt on our side if we wanted to, but it's not going to really help anything. Two Sicilies, you can humiliate Greece. Well, if we humiliate Greece, that would stop us from annexing them. But let's not do that. Let's just wait till the end of escalation to add our other war goals. Okay, they want Salonik. Anyways, almost at 79 escalation. Here we are. Falls just in time. Now conquer Peloponnese and conquer that. And that's going to be all of Greece. So now we just unpause and we lose 10 days of escalation, but it's not a big deal. Now the war is about to begin. So we'll start shipping our army over to the North Africa HQ, except not actually to the North Africa HQ. It's actually to the Invade Greece HQ. And now Greece dies because they're bad. Yeah, they have one ship to try to defend themselves with. Or wait, the Russians actually sent over a decent amount. Let's just naval invade. I think this island will be in a different naval region. Yeah, we can go for this island. And then try to push in from there onto Greece. We just need like one battle won. Yeah, now we took it over from this side. Okay. And now Greece is capping extremely quickly. Though we would like to cap them a little bit faster. If you can just win one battle in the Peloponnese, we'll cap them really fast. Actually, I don't know which strategic region will the Peloponnese be in. Let's see. Will the Peloponnese... No, the Peloponnese are in that. Can we actually win against this navy? Maybe we can. Oh, we're winning a land battle anyway. This should just let us cap Greece fast enough. Yep, Greece is capping real fast. They don't want peace yet, but they're gonna cap anyway. So, yeah, it's just a matter of time. They're not gonna cap us before they cap, that's for sure. And there goes Greece. Now the Russians want a white peace, and we're done with that war. Okay, so now we're gonna release Cyprus as a subject, and we're gonna feed them all of our states, except for the ones that are Greece releasable, and Castamontu, which are going to make our new capital, instead of Dogrichakia. And that's because Castamontu is not one of the Greek states. It's also in Anatolia, and it's also a state we can make our capital. The reason we want it... Kars would be a decent option, but it would lose a month because we'd have to declare an interest in Kars. And so that's why we're not using Kars. And anyway, we're going to start feeding Cyprus all of our states, or we can use grant state for some stuff. It's probably just going to be the Greek stuff. We don't want to grant that stuff. Yeah, I believe all this stuff is Greek releasables. I'm going to start with like Konya, and then we're just going to take everything that isn't a Greek releasable state and give it to Cyprus. I think we have to grant Libya here, and then hopefully that will let us reach Albania, because we need to get over there. Yeah, okay, that will let us reach Albania. Nice. Okay, we're in Albania now. Otherwise, we would have had to not pick Castamontu, I guess. We'd have had to restart. We've created Greater Cyprus now, which is great. Almost forgot one thing, though. We need to expel everyone on Earth diplomats again Or, we don't want to expel our subjects diplomats, really. But I guess... Yeah, this is gonna maybe make them increase autonomy, but it's not... I think it's not a big deal if they increase autonomy. It might be. I don't know. We're just gonna imagine that it isn't. Anyway. We're just going to release and play as Greece now. And we're going to realize that we have to damage relations and expel diplomats. Research some random tech here. And we'll get some generals for our armies. And as soon as we get the war declaration cooldown gone, we're going to be trying to annex the Ottoman Empire here. We need to get below cordial relations. There we go. Now I can declare on Castamontu. You can see minus 75 for willingness to be annexed. Means that we have set up the states correctly. Now we're going to set everything we can to this front. We got some countries we can sway here, which is going to be kind of nice. Surprisingly, even though we made the Ottomans a pariah, Britain still wants to support them. A little bit crazy. No shot they actually want to support a pariah. The Ottomans are a pariah, right? We gave them enough for that? Yeah, they're 300 infamy. No way. That's crazy. Wow. They actually do. We'll give Austria an obligation, and try to win this war while having pariah, or while our enemies have pariah. Surely we can win, right? We'll just grab off one cuirassier and use that to naval invade into Castamontu, which is of course going to be the only important thing, because if we take that, the war's going to get enforced real quickly. Get London calling. Oh, we're a great power. Interesting. Yeah, let's get our army in position to land ASAP into here. Luckily, it looks like Austria is contributing much more to this war than the British are, so it's not going to be that difficult. Do they have... Is that one guy defending the HQ? Dang, he is, but he's a cannon artillery. That's a little interesting. We can land Cyprus still, though, I think, right? Let's just land Cyprus, I guess. It's more than... Or it's better than nothing. So it's worse than if we could... No, they have two guys defending, apparently. Okay, well, we can just push on this front. Our one stack helping to rapid advance, I guess. Wait, we're already into Konya somehow? Oh, I guess we made some decent landing progress, yeah. Anyway, let's get into the Ottomans' capital here, nice and quickly. And we should just be winning. It'd be about... Yeah, we just took over the capital. Okay, it is simply a matter of time till we take over the Ottomans here. Is Cyprus still a puppet for now? Yeah, they are. Wonder how long they'll stay a puppet, though. Will they stay a puppet for long enough so we can just form Byzantium? Okay, they became a protectorate, so we're going to have to find... Or we're going to have to do some shenanigans due to them being a protectorate, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. Surely there's a way we can grant them states. Yeah, there's going to be a way. Okay, well... release Bulgaria as a subject. Now, we should be able to grant you Bulgaria states. Oh, we're apparently a committed participant in this play. Or Cyprus is a committed participant in this play. We'll support them unconditionally, and then simply give in to this war, because there's no war goals in it. And then we can grant you some states in order to hopefully get your liberty desire low enough. Okay, we need to trade states to these guys and then give them to Cyprus. So Macedonia, and then give that to Cyprus. Okay, Cyprus, you're now low enough to be reduced to puppet. And I guess we should, yeah, let's include Egypt in this, right? We're just gonna feed Egypt enough to make them a puppet, and then we'll feed Egypt to Cyprus. Okay, now we made Egypt a puppet. Now we'll give the whole country to Cyprus. Okay, now we should just be able to form Byzantium, and it annexes Cyprus. The reason we use Cyprus is, of course, because it has Greek culture. Anyway, that's pretty nice. So with Giga Byzantium achieved in 2 years, starting as the Ottomans, and with regular Byzantium achieved in 5 years as Greece, I'd say that's pretty good, and I'm going to be ending up the video here.